Prime Minister Mark Carney and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy spoke by phone on Monday, delivering a clear and coordinated message. Ukraine must be directly involved in any talks about ending the war with Russia. The conversation comes at a pivotal moment in international diplomacy. Later this week, U.S. President Donald Trump is set to meet Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska. That meeting, scheduled for Friday, is already drawing global attention, with expectations that the war in Ukraine will be a central topic. In a statement released by the Prime Minister's office, Carney and Zelenskyy reaffirmed what they described as a foundational principle, that decisions on Ukraine's future can only be made by the Ukrainian people, and that international borders cannot be changed by force. That message, while consistent with Canada's long-standing position, takes on new urgency just days before Trump and Putin sit down for face-to-face conversations. Both leaders welcomed what they called President Trump's leadership in working toward a lasting peace for Ukraine, but they were equally clear that such a peace must come through a process that respects Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Over the course of the war, which began with Russia's full-scale invasion in February 2022, Ukraine has repeatedly warned that any settlement reached without its participation would be illegitimate and unenforceable. Monday's call also served as a diplomatic signal to Moscow and Washington alike. Analysts say Carney and Zelensky's decision to speak ahead of the Alaska meeting is an effort to set the tone, making it harder for any side to bypass Ukraine in search of a quick deal. This is not the first time Ukraine has faced concerns about being sidelined. Similar fears emerged during earlier attempts at negotiation, particularly in the first year of the conflict. For Carney, the conversation also reinforced Canada's role as a consistent and vocal supporter of Ukraine. Since the war began, Canada has provided military aid, humanitarian assistance, and coordinated sanctions against Russia in partnership with allies. While the statement released Monday did not outline any new policy measures, it did underscore Canada's position that lasting peace must be built on respect for international law. For Zelenskyy, the stakes are even higher, with Ukraine's military continuing to face intense fighting in the east and south. The political and territorial future of the country remains on the line. Kyiv's insistence on direct involvement in any talks reflects both a practical need to protect its interests and a symbolic assertion of its independence. The upcoming meeting between Trump and Putin carries both potential opportunity and significant risk. Some observers believe that Trump's willingness to engage directly with Russia could create an opening for de-escalation. Others caution that without Ukraine present, any agreement could fail to address the realities on the ground or secure meaningful commitments from either side. As the world waits for developments in Alaska's Monday's phone call was a reminder that for Ukraine and for its allies, the path to peace must run through Kyiv, not around it. Whether that message shapes the discussions between President Trump and President Putin will become clear in the days ahead. For now, Wyatt, Sharpe, the News Forum.